Welcome along, Submotion Orchestra.
Hello.
Or part of Submotion Orchestra.
Yes.
How many are there of you?
7.
There's 7. I kind of knew this already, but it did make me think. When you're on tour, do you ever like accidentally leave someone at a service station? Has that happened before?
Yes, Dom. It always seems to be Dom. It's
Sound
not
guy.
we don't do it on purpose,
Yeah.
but
I think it's just because I'm not on stage, so everyone forgets about me. But, you know, it
Unsung
happens. I'm
heroes,
used to
sound
it.
guys. Just leave them at the service station.
That's it.
Where was it?
I can't remember.
it's
I mean,
every time, pretty
every time
much.
It's like promo for stuff. Oh, 6-piece band, you know, and like listing everyone except me kind of thing.
Even I used to forget to mention him on stage when I used to go around everyone, and I'd be like, oh, I'd come off stage.
That is not allowed.
I
Well,
know.
welcome along, Dom, the sound man, the unsung hero.
He is.
Thank you. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. So I've just seen you guys do a really beautiful piece in the live session studio. What was that from? What was that piece?
Tommy?
It's a tune called Time Will Wait, and it was the first tune that we released off our third album, which is called Alium, and is out on the 3rd of November, I think, on Counter Records.
So that's a forthcoming song. So that single's already out.
No, it's not out yet, but is it out? No, it's not out yet. It'll be released soon.
Amazing.
It's online.
You can stream it, yeah. It's
Fantastic.
hasn't been released, but it's online.
Amazing. And you can watch the video on bassmusicawards.com. It was really special. What really amazed me was how all 7 of you were very much involved in what you were doing, and for me that created a very beautiful moment inside, which I thought was very nice. Is it always the case that everyone is very involved, or sometimes, you know, someone's had a few drinks the night before, like not really into it that much?
No, we're all pretty involved, I think.
Yeah.
And even if we have had a few drinks, we still managed to pull ourselves through, you know.
I like that.
Just about.
Professionalism. That is strong.
If we haven't left Dom behind.
Yeah, I think it's harder to pull ourselves through if we haven't had any drinks.
We're all in this together. Okay, that's
fine.
and in the studio. I mean, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of instruments and sounds. I was busy trying to figure it all out. Does this happen in the studio all together, or will a few of you sort of, you know, nip away and make something and bring it back to the board?
Generally what happens is, like, in kind of January each year we go off to Wales to a little cottage in the middle of nowhere with hardly any phone reception and no internet, and just kind of put together all of the ideas we've been coming up with over the year, and just kind of, and sometimes like jam out new ideas and stuff, and then record all of that. Then I take it away, sort it out, and we go through them all and decide which ones are kind of worth working on. And then, I mean, for this last album, we kind of, some of the recordings from Wales were actually really good, so I used them as well in the final thing, as well as recording more stuff. We went down to Prince Fatty's studio in Brighton, but generally, like, everyone kind of brings ideas together, and that's kind of the Submo sound is 7 members all bringing stuff to the table.
It's quite lush. It's pretty lush. And this going away and hiding in the middle of nowhere, is this like a prerequisite for the genre? Because if you heard the Solomon Gray, they did a very similar thing.
Really?
They went and hid in a lighthouse, and then ended up in Australia for like 3 years in a farm,
Oh,
and came out with some really lush stuff. So for you, is it like a must, like, no phones, get off Instagram, stop
need that.
tweeting selfies,
Yeah.
for goodness sake?
Yeah.
We do need that in our band. We're all iPhone. Oops. Yeah, it was really nice and refreshing that nobody could speak to their partners or anything. Apart from, you'd have to hang out at like a window of the house.
There was
and, like,
one little
bit where
yeah.
or there's a cafe that's down the road, so people like kind of went down in the morning, checked their emails, and then came back, and then it was really focused, productive work.
That's pretty deep. Does that not affect your writing? You're not going to come out with an album like, I miss Twitter. That's the name of the album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
It feels so disconnected.
Instagram.
There's something really nice about just completely cutting yourself off.
I agree.
And it happens so rarely, particularly
modern world.
particularly being in London, just surrounded by stuff going on all the time. And for a band like us that has so many different influences and ways in which the music can go, you kind of need to just cut yourself off from everything else to begin to kind of sort out where we're trying to go and what, like, the kind of direction, because it'd be really easy for us to kind of dilute the kind of direction that we're going in, do you know what I mean, and have 7 different directions that it could travel off into. And so you kind of need to just separate yourself out from all of that and isolate it a bit. So going away for a couple of weeks at the start of the year is just a nice way to kind of write and kind of regain some focus about things, but also it sets up the year, doesn't it? It's like, right, there's all your writing done, and now we can go and tour it. So
wow, that's amazing. I mean, and on that sort of vibe of cutting yourself off in order to obtain it, I agree, because basically I used to work for a record label, and our ethos for finding good musicians was that we were like proper like Cosmo geeks, like oh, space. An artist is basically an artist is someone who can like tap in, like can tap into like
Sunrise.
The source.
The cosmos, and can translate it into music, which is why people get music and they feel something from it. Who is this person? Who is the person that's like, guys, I just looked at a star and like stuff happens, man.
I think we're all quite spiritual and open. Maybe not this one, but no. That it's different ways of making music. I like to think of it like that. And I was having this conversation with somebody last night about, that ideas don't come from you, they come from a source, whether you want to call it God or whatever. But yeah, some kind of...
I find you get some ideas come from the computer, which is weird. Yeah, just happy accidents, you know, that just happen. Whether it's, you know, a computer glitch out and you're like, oh, that was kind of cool, and like try and recreate that again, or whether it's like in a recording or jamming again, like, you know, just the 7 of us in a room, just something will happen. We'll be like, that bit was really good. Let's do that again.
See, now a believer in the cosmos would be like, the universe made that happen.
The universe did it.
I think most of us in the band are probably a little bit more sceptical than that.
That's fine. I'm with you. I'm on that. Do you guys get on? Do you get on in the studio?
Absolutely not.
No. Is there like
when it's like when there's 7 people with such like contrasting views on pretty much everything musically, you know, we're all come from different backgrounds. Yeah, we're all quite different people as well. So it's, you know, there's a lot of you know, debates and, you know, discussions as to the best, you know, the way that we make the best music and, you know, all the rest of it. But usually what that means though,
it is like you know, in the earlier stages it was real difficult, but trying to find our way, trying to find what it was that our sound was. But it's 3 albums in now, and we kind of know what it is we're all going for, so it's a lot easier to kind of just hash it out and have like a debate about what we're doing with this, that, or the other.
Got to delegate the jobs. Bit like being on a desert island. Like, who would be like the fire starter? Who would be like the carpenter?
Bobby, probably.
Bobby, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, if we were on a desert island, we'd all die straight away. I think we'd probably last, like a week tops. We're pretty useless when it comes.
You'd be like, I'm going off to find food, come back with coconuts. Like, look how good they sound. This is a great clap.
Danny would do that. Yeah,
Danny, we've got a guy, the percussionist in our band is like a festival god. Like he's awesome. So him and Bobby would probably find like some kind of fresh water source. Definitely. But they wouldn't be able to fish or hunt or anything like that, you know? No. I wouldn't have thought.
I think Taz would probably sort out the shelter.
Dude,
like
Taz would just, he'd be useless.
Those massive hands.
He does have big hands. He could shelter everyone with his hands.
With his hands,
that would be as good as he,
I was thinking like breaking rocks and stuff, you know?
No. I thought hand as well. I was like,
trying to find reception to call his mum, mate.
I'll just sunbathe, get a tan, and then hopefully these guys will sort out the evening meal.
That sounds about right.
You can summon the mermaids with your voice.
Yes.
It's like, come rescue us. Wow, that escalated quickly.